There's a new flat marker at Mount Auburn Cemetery that is unlike anything I've done before. It memorializes Mort Rosenthal, a pioneering entrepreneur who revolutionized the way software was sold to businesses in the early days of computing. In addition to his knack for technology, he was also deeply spiritual and loved collecting gemstones. To reflect this passion, I embedded 4 gemstones into the surface of the slate, each one representing an element of nature: water, earth, fire, and air. Each one has a unique shape, as well as color, to embody the fundamental building blocks of the universe. I felt that water was best represented by the circle, which ripples outwards from one droplet of rain. The deep turquoise colors of the chrysocolla gem reflects the colors of the ocean. I chose the square to represent earth, sturdy and compact, like an acre of land. Rather than polished smooth, I felt that a raw piece of jade better echoed the uneven terrain of mountains and fields. For fire, a smoky piece of red jasper is cut into a triangular pyramid, which burns like the shape of a teepee fire in the woods. Its deep color and dark striations give a roasting feel, and you can almost hear this gem crackle. Finally, air takes the shape of a long rectangle that flows like a gentle breeze, and is cut to match the diagonal angles of the riven slate. This unique piece of Brazilian agate has a wonderful rhythm to it that swirls like a puffy cloud. Whenever I design a gravestone, I always try to incorporate something I've never done before, and this was my introduction to the gem world. Cutting gems is nothing like carving slate or marble. A whole different set of tools and techniques are required, so I knew from the start that I would have to find skilled artisans to cut the shapes I had designed. Carvers of gemstones are known as lapidaries, and I began hunting around Instagram and Facebook groups to find someone who could help. When I first came across the work of Christopher Bork, I was really impressed. He resides in Southern California, and after reaching out, he agreed to cut the fire and earth pieces. I'd initially wanted rose quartz for the fire gem, but the material proved too fragile in the corners while cutting, so Chris recommended the more durable red jasper, which turned out to be such a better color. It's important to be flexible when it comes to your design. Things change as a concept transitions into reality, and it's important to adapt to the direction the art wants to take you. The earth gemstone, for instance, was originally designed to be a flat, polished piece of jade, but I was roaming around a gem shop one day when I noticed a raw piece of jade on the shelf, which I thought would better capture the feeling of earth. When I relayed this idea to Chris, he said he had just the piece, and would go on to slice off the top and shape the sides and bottom to my measurements. When both gems arrived, the original design aesthetic completely changed from smooth and shiny to more opaque and textured colors, which would now influence the remaining 2 gems I had to create: water and air. Cutting the water and air shapes was a bit outside of Chris's wheelhouse, so I began looking for more sculptural lapidaries. When I came across the work of Tom Finneran, I couldn't believe my luck. One of his specialties was to carve rippling droplets of water into gemstones. So I got him on the phone, only to learn that he had retired. But after explaining the concept of the piece, he decided to make this his last job. It took 2 months just to track down various blue gemstones we could use, and it came down to these 3 colors. Which one would you have chosen? I felt that the one on the right was a bit too dark. The one in the middle was a bit too clear, but the one on the left really matched the deep, dramatic striations of the earth and fire pieces. So we went to work, cutting out a circle and then carving the ripples. The last one I needed was air, which turned out to be the hardest one to create. After all, how does one turn something invisible into stone? We first considered a clear quartz, but it wouldn't mirror the other gemstones' opaque qualities. We then did some tests with white quartz, but this was too bright and would have distracted from the other pieces. Then it was sandstone that had these wonderful cloud-like striations, but the type of stone doesn't weather well. After thinking about it long and hard, I asked him to look for stones that had a smoky, foggy quality to them, almost like a dark tempest was brewing. When he sent back pictures of this piece, I knew we had a winner. For the shape of air, I made lots of little models in clay and cardboard until finally settling on this one that flows in a sideways ripple and also matches the grain of the slate. I then chose the best outline to cut, and Tom went about shaping the specs I provided. After months of searching for the perfect gemstones, I finally had them all in my studio, and I felt a little bit like Thanos after collecting all the Infinity Stones. I carefully outlined each unique shape and began carving straight down. In the end, they fit like puzzle pieces, and it was so satisfying dropping them into place. A little bit of epoxy was mixed to hold them firmly down, and a thin sealant was added around the edges to prevent water from collecting at the base. I thought the gemstones worked wonderfully with that gray, natural cleft slate. The bold sans serif letters further gave this a modern feel, and the touching italic epitaph was fitting to Mort's life.